Hello, Leo. Welcome to this reading. On June 9th, Jupiter moves into Cancer, where it will be for the next year. So Jupiter will be in Cancer from June 9th all the way to June 30th, 2026. Now, I'm very excited about this transit, and for a number of reasons, but for one reason is because Jupiter is considered to be a benefic planet, meaning it typically brings good things into our lives. Another reason is Jupiter loves to be in Cancer. So let's go ahead and let's see what's coming forward for you here during this period of time. Now, do keep in mind that this is a general reading, so take the messages as they resonate, drop the ones that do not, and also check out your sun, moon, and rising signs. Now, the timeline on this reading is from June 9th all the way until June 15th. So we're looking at the second week of June. But if there are messages connected to the next year, this Jupiter in Cancer transit, I will also bring those in. Okay. All right, let's go ahead, Leo, and see what's coming forward for you. I think that's looking just about good enough to me. Okay, energy on the bottom. You do have the Eight of Cups. So the Eight of Cups here can signify that some of you are going to be walking away from a disappointing situation in your life. I actually like the Eight of Cups because this person is deciding that they are going to be empowered instead of stay in a situation that is not great for them. Okay, they're leaving the disappointments of the past behind and they're moving towards a Nine of Cups card, which is all about wish fulfillment, happiness, joy, being in the moment. So for some of you here, there may be something in your situation right now that is not exactly working out. Okay, it's not exactly working out, and you may decide that you're going to let go. You're going to have to walk away. You're going to have to turn your back to it. Now, I like what's going on in this reading. It's a very, very interesting one. Just the vibe here of the cards is very interesting. The combinations are very interesting. I'm going to be excited to see how this turns out for you. But first, I do have to say there is travel here for you on the horizon for sure. Not for everybody, but there is something about this, or a move. Okay, some of you are going to be moving your house, relocating, or even doing some long-range travel. Okay, outside of that, let's see what else we can get here. In the middle of the reading, by the way, that's probably over this Jupiter transit. I'm not saying this week, but over this next year, you're going to be definitely doing some significant travel, or even you're going to be relocating. You're going to be moving. All right, so in the middle here, you do have the Eight of Wands. This would see you being in an airplane, for example, and then we'll talk about that more. We'll break that down more as we go along. But this Eight of Wands, this can represent a breakthrough. So going back to the other timeline here, the Eight of Wands says that you're no longer, it's the end of delay, really. It says that something's pushing forward, okay? It's accelerated motion. It's the timeline moving ahead. It's things speeding up. It can represent communication coming in from a distance as well. So phone calls, text messages, letters, emails. The Eight of Wands is a very, very positive card where it feels like a breath of fresh air. It feels like a breakthrough. And you have this here connected to this Eight of Cups card, right? So Eight of Wands, Eight of Cups. I definitely think, Leo, that there is an opportunity to kind of get unstuck is kind of what's coming into my mind. This idea of like getting unstuck is showing up here. Maybe you've been in a holding pattern or you've been doing same old, same old. I also have to say double knights with the Eight of Wands. That column is very interesting. I'll break that down more as we go along. Yeah, let's just go ahead and let's move to the first column here. You have the Five of Wands, Page of Wands, and the High Priestess. Okay, some of you may have a mental battle that you're going through right now with the Five of Wands. Okay, Five of Wands can indicate a conflict, or a mental conflict is probably the right way of saying it. Some type of mental conflict. It can, of course, indicate like sparring with others. It can be like fights or arguments or disagreements in the tarot. That can certainly show up when you get the Five of Wands. But I think this is more about some type of mental conflict. This may be connected to the Three of Swords here, for sure, which could indicate a separation from something or someone. I will say there is a separation that's happening here in the next during this Jupiter transit for sure. And what I would say is, remember, this is a blessed thing. Jupiter is a planet that is almost always looking out for you. It's almost always in your favor. So you have to think about it this way: if you are for example, separating from someone, if you're going through a conflict with someone, there's some sort of battle that you're in. Okay, this is a This is actually a blessing in disguise. Okay, this is actually showing up as something that needs to happen for you as a spirit, as a soul on your path. Okay, this is something that needs to happen. So remember that any sort of like separation under this influence will bring you something here. Okay, it will bring you something, and usually it should be pretty good. Now you have the Page of Wands, which is very good for those of you who are seeking employment. You could actually hear word back from someone with the Page of Wands and the Eight of Wands. You may have to relocate for this opportunity. Not everybody, but some of you may need to relocate over the next year for a job opportunity. Okay, this could even be in a foreign country, but not for everybody. But some of you are going to be relocating here. But the Page of Wands is very solid. It also indicates that there's maybe an opportunity for you to investigate something, or yeah, we'll say investigate something that makes you really passionate and inspired in your life. Okay, when you get the Page of Wands, this person's sort of like an adventurer. Same with the Knight of Wands. You could think of these as like these cards as like adventurers. Okay, people who you could say that the energy here, it could be somebody who likes to experience different cultures, see new things, like, branch out, try different things in however way that looks for some, right? For some, that may look like getting on a plane and going to a new country. For others, it may be just branching out within your local neighborhood or trying new cuisines, or, being adventurous in some way. You know what I'm saying? So some of you here are maybe looking to bring that energy into your life, but there could be an offer here. You do have the High Priestess. It can indicate that there's something. High Priestess can indicate secrets as well. It can indicate hidden knowledge or hidden information in the tarot, but it really is more so about your intuition. Okay, it's more so about your intuition in the tarot, trusting in the spiritual guidance that the universe is giving you as well. Do you have anything else to say about this? Let's move to this middle column here. You have the Knight of Wands, Eight of Wands, and the Knight of Cups. I have to say, this middle column, like, immediately jumped out to me as I put the cards out on the table. There is so much motion here happening for you over the next year. Like, the gears are really turning. They're really spinning here. Okay, double knights. Knights can represent events in motion, things moving. Okay, and for some, this is connected to a love timeline. Okay, this is connected to a love timeline. You may be in a long distance situation with this person because of the influence of the Eight of Wands here with the Knight of Cups. Okay, or there may just be a situation in the relationship where both of you have to be out of town or travel a lot, whatever the case may be. It feels like there's some physical distance between the two of you in some way here, okay, over the next year. And it could also see that you are traveling together, but on a different note, I'm trying to get off that travel timeline because it's not going to be relevant for everyone. With the Knight of Cups, you may, if you're single, by the way, I was talking to people in relationships, but if you're single, by the way, you would meet this person either at a distance, you would meet this person online or at a distance, or you would meet this person through traveling. I know I keep going back to it, but I have to say it. It's very clear in this reading. Or you would meet this person in branching out and doing something that's different, okay? Being a little adventurous in your life. And that can go in so many different ways, right? Maybe just even joining a class or a gym is adventurous for you. Like going to a gym, it may be adventurous for you. That may not be something that you're used to doing. So like in branching out, you could really, really meet somebody, okay? I would also say there's a strong relocation here with the Knight of Wands. Knight of Wands, though, if you're good, like if you're staying where you are, you don't want to move, you don't want to relocate, travel's not a thing for you. Here's what's going on. With the Knight of Wands, it's the Jack of all trades. Okay, this is a good card for skill development. It's a good card for investigating hobbies, talents, and interests. It's a talent card in the tarot, and there may be an opportunity for you to pick something up, pick a new skill up, start a new business, create something around it, or even look for a job based on a talent that you have, okay, with this Page of Wands. This could all be coming in for you here over this next year. Okay, I'm not really getting anything at the weekly level right now, other than maybe there's like a conflict that some of you are having to deal with here, maybe just even a mental one. In the final column, you do have the Three of Swords, the Queen of Pentacles, and the Five of Pentacles. Three of Swords. So with the Three of Swords and the Knight of Cups, it's interesting. Three of Swords, it feels like when I get the Three of Swords above, same in this upper row, Three of Swords, Five of Wands in the upper row here. This can be like mental conflict. This can be like contemplation of separation. You know, like I would look for separation in middle and lower column, but middle and lower row. But it really depends on the other cards here. It just feels like there's a lot of movement that's happening in the relationship. So, especially with this Eight of Cups, walking away, you know, Three of Swords, Eight of Cups would be a classic breakup or separation combination. I really want to get clarity on this one because energetically it feels very different than what I'm used to seeing in a tarot reading when it comes to the relationship stuff. Okay, energetically, it feels that way. So we're going to clarify the relationship timeline in a minute here. But you do have the Queen of Pentacles. Some of you are saving money here in this during this period of time, during this Jupiter transit. You're gearing up for a bigger purchase. Again, this may be longer travel. This may also be a new home. This may be there's something that you're saving money for. Okay, this is a larger purchase, maybe a vehicle with the knights. Knights can be vehicles, and then this idea of motion here. That some of you are saving up for something important, but with the Five of Pentacles, you're feeling like this is a struggle or this is a challenge, okay, to meet this goal, but it's very possible for you to meet this goal. All right, let's go ahead and let's start to clarify here. Let's move into the clarifications portion of this reading. We'll start off by pulling some oracle cards, and we'll see what's going on here. All right. Nope. Okay, there we go. Energy on the bottom, there's something better. Okay, there may be a separation or a split here that could be happening. Let's see what else we have. Okay. You have in the near future and forgiveness. Let's see what else. Normally, these oracle cards really connect to the tarot cards. You have within the next few months and helpful people. Okay, yeah, it didn't feel like this timeline's happening right away. This like love timeline or even this travel one, it doesn't feel like it's happening right away. Maybe June, July, August, September is the idea that I'm feeling. You then have peaceful resolution and no. Rejection here, either by you or the other person, as you try to come to some type of resolution. Potentially. All right, let's go ahead and let's pull some tarot cards here. I'm so curious about this reading. Again, the energy of the reading is very different. Regardless, Leo, I do really appreciate you being here. Thank you so much for spending your time with me, and I do hope things are going well for you. Yeah, let's see what else we have. Go ahead and split the deck, shuffle the cards, and let's see what's going on here for you. All right, you have the King of Swords, you have the Magician, and you have the Lovers. All All right, there's a choice to be made in the relationship here, for sure. There's an absolute choice to be made. The Lovers represents a choice, and with the High Priestess, there's like subtlety to the High Priestess. It can be hidden information, knowledge, secrets, stuff like that. It could also be a desirable person. Okay, the High Priestess is a beautiful, desirable person in the tarot. Everybody wants to get with the High Priestess, but not everybody can. Um, these are all things when it comes. These are all messages when you pull the High Priestess connected to a relationship situation. But there's something here also intuitively that you have to do. There's a choice that you have to make intuitively in your situation, whether this is in love or this is in another area of life. There's a choice, and at the intuitive level, you need to make the choice. And by the way, you already have the answer. Okay. By the way, the answer's already there. You have the choice. It's here. Okay. It's just a matter of pulling it from the intuition, going within with the Lovers and the High Priestess. This may be around this job situation for some people here, as you have the Page of Wands. This may be about a relocation or some travel. It could be about the relationship. There's an intuitive level knowing about something that you have to do. Okay. You then have the Magician here with the Page of Wands. Love that for you. Okay, you can create any sort of work scenario that you want over the next year. If this is what you want to do, you can do it. It's going to require work. Okay, it's going to require effort, but you can do it. With the Magician and the Page of Wands, it's available. It's available. The Magician says it's time to manifest. It's really time to manifest this into being because it's here and it's available. Now, you do have the King of Swords. This could be Libra energy. It could be any air sign. King of Swords is all about looking at something objectively, looking at something in balance, and in fairness, okay? And the idea of the Queen of Swords is this is somebody who doesn't play favorites. This is also somebody who's quite decisive in action, okay? Quite decisive in action. All right, so that's kind of been a theme here in this reading where it's like, we started off with this like separation, walking away energy. And I think some of you are like really contemplating this. Let's see what else we have. You have the Empress, Four of Swords, and the Hierophants. Okay. Interesting. Okay, so Hierophant with the Knight of Cups. Some of you want to... There's a marriage timeline here. This is so interesting. There's like there's a marriage timeline here. Choices need... Yeah, okay. Okay, here it is. Okay. Yep. So there is a question of marriage. I'm getting an all or nothing. I'm getting an all or nothing. Now it makes sense. With the wands can sometimes be like all or nothing. Especially with the Eight of Wands. How do I explain this? Wands can be all or nothing, and I'm getting this idea of all or nothing. Okay, maybe it's just intuitively as well, but I'm getting this idea of all or nothing here. There's like a question of marriage. There's a question of where is this relationship going? Is this relationship long term? Is it not long term? Where is it going? Some of you have a choice to make in commitment with the Lovers and the High Priestess. Okay, some of you have a real choice to make here. And it's possible that somebody's not making the choice, either you or the other person. Somebody's not moving on this choice that you want to have made, okay? So I think this is around either marriage or, if you're not into marriage, long-term commitment, okay? And there may even be something connected to like motherhood here as well. Okay, so in the relationship end, this is what it feels like. Okay, the reason I say all or nothing is not just wands, but also it's sort of like, okay, we're committing, this is going long term, or we're separating. That's why I'm saying all or nothing. That's why I'm saying all or nothing. It's A or B. Okay, is what I feel like is going on here in the relationship area. In the career area, there is so much abundance for you. You can create a lot of things right now. over this stretch of time, over this period of time, with the Empress, Magician, Page of Wands, and the Knight of Wands. I also think there could be a beautiful home in your future for some of you. Okay, for some of you, there could be a beautiful home, and this may be a rental. This may be like a perfect apartment. If you're not interested in a home, you may find a beautiful apartment, perfect home, because there's this energy of beauty here as well with the Lovers, the High Priestess, and the Empress. Okay, so this could be a beautiful relocation, a beautiful home you're either purchasing or renting. Something like this could also be showing up for you here, Leo. You have the Chariot, you have the Two of Cups, and you have the Sun. All right, so the Sun is a really good influence to find on top of the Five of Pentacles, because there's this idea of, you know what? I even said something about saving up. Yeah, some of you are saving up for like a down deposit or like first month, last month, whatever it is, like a bigger relocation or a bigger move here. And you are feeling like maybe this isn't going to happen, but the influence of the Sun says you can absolutely do this, especially with the Magician. Magician, Sun, very positive, very possible. You then have this Two of Cups here, which is the relationship thing. It's sort of like the relationship thing in this reading is very interesting, where it feels all or nothing. Okay, it really feels all or nothing. Okay, one of the two of you feel like you're a perfect match. Maybe you both do. I don't know. But one of the two of you feel like you're a perfect match. And now it's like, where does this go? And there needs to be some movement here with the Chariot around this situation. Chariot is Cancer, by the way. We are looking at Jupiter in Cancer. And I would say that these clarifications are pretty good, okay? I would say these clarifications are pretty good. This reading would not suggest that there's a definite separation, okay? It would not suggest that. It would just suggest that the possibility is there. We only got the Three of Swords, okay? So remember, in a tarot reading, one card doesn't make a reading, especially when you pull 18 cards like this. So it's more so like there's some sort of like communication in this situation that needs to happen here. It needs to happen here. You have the Seven of Pentacles. There's a question of long-term commitment here. Yeah. And also, yeah, what direction are you both going together if this is a relationship, and if this is, you're not here for relationship stuff? It's almost like this next chapter is going to be a long chapter for you, okay? You want to find a place that you're going to be in for a while. You want to find a job you're going to be in for a while, something like this. Let's see what is in the Kipper energies here. All right, let's see here. Yeah, you have great fortune, yeah, sudden wealth, community, bad health, marriage, family room. There's the house. Well, it's not the house. Do we have the house card? We don't. But you can see here the beautiful living room, right? I do see some of you moving into a beautiful home or finding a beautiful property to rent, whatever the case may be, here with this, with this energy. The bad health is about this idea of being trapped with the imprisonment energy here. Okay, it's sort of like some of you may need to just branch out a little bit. There is marriage here showing up with marriage and courthouse, and the Hierophant card as well. The question, it's a question of it though. Like, so are you going to stay married? Are you going to get married? What is going on here? This is the thing. Great fortune and sudden wealth. Hard to find a better combination than that for the money situation. I think that you could, there is an immense amount of abundance for you here during this Jupiter transit, provided that you make something of it. You know, with the magician has everything, but they need to make something of their situation. You have coffin here, which does connect to ending, so don't allow the coffin to stress you out. But all right, this is what I have. Thank you so much for being here, Leo. If you enjoyed this, hit the like button, subscribe, and I'll most certainly be talking to you again soon.